instructed to be careful when opening overhead compartment, and please ensure you have all.
Morning. So we are now at Gaya Island. I forgot to do a video this morning from the room. I was that desperate to get out and explore. But we are literally just about to go and do a snorkeling exhibition. It's just going to be a little one. But it's going to be so fun. I can't wait to explore the sea. I've got my action camera, so I'm going to do some filming on that today. So I'll be using my DJI Action 4. And I'm going to see what we get.
To be fair, I'm not happy with how things look at the moment. Because normally I can see my feet. Now I can barely see anything. And I'm not sure how this will last.
Female coming up.
No, you have no idea if that's male or female.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. Might be a marking, I don't know.
Yeah, it's too young.
Okay.
No way to visually sex them.
Oh, okay.
You can do a laparoscopy, which is an incision through the rear fin. Yeah. But it's a very unnecessary procedure. You don't have to know. Yeah. Alright guys, hi, my name is Diff. I am one of the marine biologists over here. So what you're looking at is a little guy called Kutu and another big individual in there called Dato. So I'll talk about the smaller one here because the bigger one is a bit of a shy guy. Oh, he's coming up. Big one's coming up. So you see that one there? So that big guy, his name is Dato. Dato was found roughly around 2 months ago. Yeah, he is a large male. He was found about 300 kilometers from here, the north of Borneo, the tip of Borneo. Someone found it over there and then reported it to the wildlife department, and the wildlife department helped send it over here so we can start rehabilitating it. It was found to be stuck on a rocky shore, and which is very, very unlikely. Male turtles will never touch land once they're in the sea already, so definitely something not usual. So initial diagnosis was a significant amount of dehydration. He had very sunken eyes and severely constipated. So what we presume happened was that when he got stuck on the shore, he stopped feeding, and also being on the shore is quite dry, so he will lose a lot of water that way. And turtles don't drink water; they get all their hydrations from the food they eat. So if they are starving themselves, they are usually also dehydrating themselves as well. So initially he was in a very critical situation where we couldn't give him a lot of water. We couldn't put him into a body of water that's too much, because turtles can be so weak that they cannot lift their head out of water to breathe. They can sometimes drown. So he was actually in a 4-inch of water for about 4 days, and finally on the 4th day he pooped. And the day he pooped was the day his health started getting better and better with time. We did 12 days of a liter of saline every day, injected subcutaneously a broad spectrum antibiotic with vitamin B complex to raise his appetite. So the day he pooped was also the day he started eating very well, and since then he's been doing quite well. Smaller one is Kutu, found in the same area as well, was found floating with a lot of sea lice on his eye, which sea lice is directly translates to Kutu. That's why she's called Kutu. I say she because it's easy for me to talk about her, but I don't know if she's a he or she. Yeah? Kutu was it's very peculiar for a turtle to get sea lice on their eye. We don't normally see that happening, and usually when that happens, they can usually rub it off with their fins. So we don't quite know why she allowed it to happen. So what we presume happened was that she got some sort of stomach infection, some sort of intestinal infection that caused her to slowly starve herself. And the fact that she starved herself got her very weak. And she got very emaciated, and then that's when the sea lice infested over her. So So when she initially came in, she was only 6.6 kilos, the small one, and she was very emaciated. The plastron, which is the underside of a turtle, was very concaved in, similar to our stomach. If you was a stomach human being, you will get a concaved belly. Similar for them as well. Very malnourished look all over, and not doing very well. Similar treatments as was given, about 100 milliliters of saline, antibiotics, and also B complex. And with time, we started to get her weight back up, and she's doing very well. So now she's at 8.6 kilos. She's gained about 2 kilos already, which is roughly the weight that we want her to be. In about a week to 2 weeks, we should be releasing both of them already. Yeah. Early October is the planned release for these guys.
Are they both green turtles?
They are both greens, yeah. They're both the same species. So here we feed them squid, and squid is not a natural diet, yeah. They don't eat squid in the wild. Squid is something that they cannot catch. They can catch frozen squid. They definitely cannot catch live ones, yeah. With that said, the smaller one could probably swim from here to the jetty in under 10 seconds. I'm very sure. Short bursts of speed, but still not enough for squid. Squids are even faster than that. So the thing about squid is we give them in captive because it's very high in protein, very good for recovery, and also very good to add some muscle mass and fat into the turtle, which is very vital for the smaller one. And it's very easily accessible also, very easy to get, and that's one of the reasons. But turtles are generally very omnivorous when they are younger. They eat a wide variety of things, but as they get older and older, they mainly eat seagrass, seaweed, and jellyfish. They do love to eat their jellyfish, and that's one of the diets. So they eat so much green. As they get older and older, like 80% of the diet is just green seagrass. Their fat starts to turn green, and that's why they're called green turtles. As you can see, the turtles itself are not green at all, so that's where they get their name from. You guys are quite lucky. He's spending a lot of time on the surface actually. Usually he takes one big breath and then he waits for the squid to sink. And one breath of air, they can stay
the
on
fish
for...
then would enjoy the squid as well.
Yeah, he loves it. It's a bit of a greedy bugger. So they can actually hold their breath for 6 hours. So if he doesn't want to come up, he can choose not to come up, yeah? From one breath of air, they can stay down for 6 hours when they are resting. But when they're eating or moving around and or mating and whatnot, they generally come up for every 15 minutes to 45 minutes. The more they use the energy, the more they need to come up for air. So if you see a turtle while diving or anything, they're stuck on a reef, that means they are sort of purposely there to hold themselves down. Don't go too close. You might panic them. You might get them panicked, especially younger ones, and they will quickly come up for air. Bigger ones usually don't really care about anything. They're so big, they're not really threatened by anything.
Do they eat these little fish?
Sorry?
Do they eat these little fish?
The fish are too fast for them.
Too fast.
Yeah, the fish came in
They're
here
enjoying
when
the-
they were much smaller, but now they've grown too big, they cannot go out.
So you said when the male, once he's in the water, he never comes out. So the female only comes out to lay eggs in
Yes.
the sand.
Yes. The only times they're on land is when they're hatched. Females come up when they need to lay eggs. So how I know this is a male is by the tail. Only males have tails that long, and this male has a particularly large tail. Females of this size that has a short tail, that's a female already. Yeah. This one is presumably 30 and onwards in terms of age, around 30 to 40 years old. Definitely an adult male. The younger one there could be under 10 years old. They live up to 90 years. And the big gassy has about another 30 centimeters of shell to grow. Maximum size. Yeah. That's already a very large individual, but they can grow bigger than that.
And what eats them?
Tiger sharks, big sharks,
It's big
humans,
sharks.
unfortunately.
And do they tend to travel far?
They can. These ones have a range between here to Taiwan, but they can go further than that in rare occurrences.
Do they have like a pattern? You know, like many animals have like a
They
migration
don't really have a
pattern.
migratory pattern. They just go wherever the food is. For example, these guys are from the north of Borneo. We don't have to release them there. They don't have an address. We just put them out and let them decide where they want to go. They can swim very huge distances. Last year we tracked one. She swam 700 kilometers in 2 weeks. So they can go quite a distance at a short period of time. They just go around looking for seagrass meadows. That's what their main food source is. And they are sometimes in reefs because they are like cleaning stations on reefs, and they can also rest at coral reefs and whatnot. But there has been cases where turtles from Asia go all the way to Hawaii, things like that. But it's usually limited to around here to Taiwan at most.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about for? Sorry, I'm asking those questions.
All good, no worries.
Do they tend to go back to the same place to lay their eggs?
Alright, that one is a presumption. There is no 100% proof of it. So for you to get a perfect proof of it, you would have needed to take a DNA sample from one of the hatchlings and see if that hatchling comes back again to that particular
Yeah.
beach. They do come back to the same area though, but the same exact beach, I'm not too sure. So for example, if one laid his eggs here and hatched from here, maybe it might go to the back of this island or the other island next door. Maybe the same area, but I don't know if they come back straight to the same beach.
Possibly
Yeah.
the same area. And do they
Same
have
area.
a particular place for breeding, or does that just happen
Over
wherever?
here, very limited. But in the mainland, quite a few places. In the east coast, there's a collection of 3 islands called the Turtle Islands.
Yeah, heard of it.
There's a very big number of nesting. And in the east coast, it's a bit easier to see turtles around. The east coast of Sabah is part of the Coral Triangle, which is the highest biodiversity of fish and corals in the world. The Coral Triangle is a collection of countries in that particular triangle. The most biodiverse parts. Yeah.
Small. He wants more. He's coming up.
Yeah. He's getting too fat. I need to limit his food.
How will you get him out? Is there sort of a...
That's the big problem with this.
Yeah, he's never going to leave, is he?
No.
Why would he leave?
Yeah,
Do they
so
come back once every
both of them were at the marine center being treated, and usually the turtles that we bring in here are turtles that have floating syndrome. They struggle to go down, so long-term rehab.
Yep.
So this sea cage was 7 meters deep, so that's why we built it. But about a week, last week actually, we on Monday and Tuesday we had one of the worst rains the island has ever faced, and that caused a few landslides to happen. And there was a landslide between here and the marine center where the private beach is, which cut off all electricity and water, which would mean that these guys would have no pump running, which pumps in seawater, and that would mean that they'll be swimming their own poop and whatnot. So we felt like it's definitely not right, so we had to do an emergency move to here on Tuesday last week. And the original plan was for us to directly release it from there, but now we need to probably catch it from here. But chances are, if we cannot catch it, we'll cut the nets and re-stitch it.
Yeah.
Which is not too fun because I cannot hold my breath for 6 hours. I have to hold my breath and stitch down there, which is not the best. Over here also, we can't really observe them that well. Of course, they are already past the whole treatment phase. Sometimes you want to have a look at them closely. And when I go down, they're not the most cooperative. I had to poke him in the bum to bring him up the other day. So I had to free dive down and
There's some bigger fish, isn't there?
there's an Indian mackerel. Yeah,
Mackerel.
Indian mackerel. Yeah. They always have their mouth open.
Yeah.
So you just said there's a marine centre over the beach, is there?
Yes. Do take a boat there. It's definitely
thinking to go tomorrow.
definitely a place you have to visit. The beach is a very nice place to relax. There's also a marine center there that we do the coral restoration, which is the other part of conservation we do. We grow corals and restore them back into the sea. Of course, there's no turtles there at the moment because they're here. But yeah, if you have some other questions, you can definitely ask us over there. So always myself or another gentleman over there. Both of us are the marine biologists over here.
What are their numbers like?
Sorry?
What are their numbers like?
We have a verbal agreement that the numbers are going up for the greens and the hawksbills, but no particular data. The main reason being that they have such a big zone of area. Calculating them in a certain formula is not that simple. But definitely not in numbers where it's great. It's endangered. The hawksbill turtles are critically endangered. We don't normally get the hawksbills, but we can see them. During the snorkeling this morning, they saw a hawksbill turtle. So occasionally you do see them while snorkeling, but it's all luck. I don't want to guarantee. like this big only, depending on the size. So they cannot move that much. That is critical conditions. Usually, if that's the case, they can die in a few hours. The thing about the rescue here is that, of course, we do manage to release a few. These two are all positive ones. We know they're going to go out quite easily, but there are some cases that come that do not survive. Yeah, that is the reality of things. Some of them come in too weak or too damaged that we can't really do much. Last year we finally released our longest ever turtle, which was her name was COVID. You cannot blame me. I didn't name her, but she was with us for 4 years. She had a fractured disc from a boat strike and very significant floating syndrome, but we managed to release her last year. That was a very long-term rehab, and a lot of questions came up to mind. Can they survive after a very long period of captivity and whatnot? But she just buggered off the moment we released her, so yeah, no thanks or anything. Yeah, none of them hang on. The moment we release them, they just shoot off. Yeah.
Can they live in any water, like salt or fresh?
Salt water all the time. Fresh water only for 48 hours. If you give them more than 48 hours, there will be an opposite reaction.
Right, okay.
So we finally made it to Gaya Island. I am so sorry I've not had 5 minutes to fill you in yet. We got here, it was pitch black, so we couldn't really see the resort very well. We kind of dumped our stuff, went for tea, and came and had a flop. We've had such a busy few days, we are a bit tired. So we had an early night and a nice sleep in. So then this morning we got up and we went down for breakfast, and then we were going snorkeling. So we literally set off. However, the visibility wasn't good enough, so we just had to turn back and come back in. They had a big monsoon storm here last week, and it's kind of mess the water up. It's very muddy and there's box jellyfish here, so we had to be very, very careful. So we didn't get to go snorkeling. I mean, I've been snorkeling here, not here, but I've been snorkeling in Mexico before. So I would have liked to have done it, but I wasn't overly bothered. To be fair, we're a bit too tired. We just wanted a bit of a flop day. But then we went over to the turtles. They have 2 turtles that are under their care at the moment. So we went over to see them. Oh my goodness, I was in my element. I didn't take my proper camera because I didn't think we'd really see them. I just thought we'd be like learning about them. I didn't actually know we were going to go over and see them. So that was pretty cool. He came up and took a big breath right in front of me. I could not believe it. I was like, oh, he was an absolute beast. So they had 2. So they had like one, they're not sure if it's male or female, but it's roughly about 7-year-old. And then the big dude is a male and he's about 40. It's like, he's the same age as me. That is crazy that I'm seeing a turtle that is the same age as me. That is bonkers. It was really, really good. We then came back and had a bit of a chill out afternoon. We've got a huge bathtub in our accommodation. Had to have a go. It would be so just rude not to have a go at this bathtub. But I'm getting worse. I can't do it. I'm so close. There. A giant flying squirrel nest box. This is our balcony. We've got a nest box and it comes out about 6, half 6. So I am on the balcony waiting for him to come out with my camera. So I hope I'm going to get a good picture of him. It would be cool to get a good. We had them at our first accommodation in Sepilok. However, it was a bit distant, so it will be cool. I can't do it. I really can't do it. It would be really cool to get him coming out and seeing him properly. So I'm going to sit with my coffee and I'm going to wait for the squirrel to come out for the night. And then we're going to go down for tea and have another early night. So I will try and fill you in a bit more in the morning. We are hopefully going kayaking tomorrow. However, my dad doesn't know if he'll be able to manage it. So if he can, I might do it on my own. But I've never actually been kayaking. It's something I've always wanted to try. But I don't know if I'll lose my bottle if I do it on my own. Because it's a guided tour where I can't just turn around and come back. I have to do it. But I want to have a go. I just kind of wish my husband was here and we could have done it together and I would have enjoyed it, and I know that I would have done it. He would have pushed me to do it. But hopefully I'm going to have a go at kayaking tomorrow. But this resort, oh my goodness. If you ever come to Borneo, you must do Gaya Island. It's just next level. I feel like I've won the lottery and I've come to like a stunning resort. It's crazy. I mean, just look at that view. This is my balcony. It's crazy. It's amazing. But as I said, I'm going to wait for the squirrel and I will fill you in tomorrow. I'm so sorry I haven't done much content in Gaya Island. It's not really been the kind of place to do content in. We literally just have like a few birds. There's not really a lot here, but the place is absolutely beautiful. So I've mainly done a bit of like landscape videos and stuff, and bits that we've seen, like when we had the sunset, we went on a sunset cruise, but like we just didn't have much luck with the snorkeling, we didn't have any luck with the kayaking. So I've just not been able to do much. But you know what, I've actually just really enjoyed and really needed 5 days rest. It's just been what the doctor's ordered. I never get time and make time for myself and have like a book or anything. I'm normally really busy either editing or making sure I've got everything ready for stuff or going out and photographing, and I've just enjoyed having 5 days with my book, sat in the sun having a bit of a chill. But that is our Borneo adventure finished. We are leaving today. I'm a bit gutted to be leaving, but I'm also looking forward to getting back home and seeing my husband. It's been a long 2.5 weeks, but Borneo has been amazing. I've loved it. I definitely want to come back at some point, although I feel like I need Africa fix soon. Africa has my heart, but Borneo, it's been amazing. And I will leave you with whatever pictures I haven't shared, and I will speak to you when I'm back in England. everybody. So I am back from Borneo. I am at Blacktop Sands today. We're having a Birds and the Bells meet, and we've actually got Birdwatching magazine coming along to do a feature on the Birds and the Bells.